Coming up on WUFT's First at 5, Alachua County parents and teachers are up in arms following new immigration enforcement policies possibly coming to the school district.
Plus, Gainesville ranks top 10 in local food markets, but that's not stopping city and county leaders from making sure all neighbors have the same access.
And we'll recap one of the many pop-up events that a local museum is hosting to keep entertaining the community during their temporary closure. WUFT's First at 5 starts now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Leadership at the University of Florida is working to make their international student community feel safe. This is WUFT's First at 5. I'm Juan Chaoui.
And I'm Alexis Vivanco. This comes after the visas of 8 students were revoked, the deportation of another student, and the university's agreement to let ICE question students on campus. In an email to the campus's international students, UF Interim President Kent Fox says, in part, your presence here at the University of Florida is critical to our success. You're essential to our mission and essential to our identity as a leading research institution. He went on to encourage the students to take advantage of the university's resources. But just last week, supporters came together to protest the deportation of Felipe Zapata Velasquez. He was detained in Gainesville in late March for driving with a suspended license. He was then put in ICE custody and taken to a detention center. His mother confirmed he was sent back to Colombia earlier this month. Zapata Velasquez was in the middle of renewing his student F1 visa when he was detained.
Protests and backlash. Concerned parents and teachers in Alachua County are voicing their opposition to policies that would align Alachua County Public Schools and ICE. Whether school is a safe place is the question for many concerned neighbors. Immigrant community members and allies gathered at the ACPS school board meeting. The meeting was so full, it was to the point where there was not enough space for people to be inside, and some had to sit outside and watch on screens. Former educator Laura Franklin spoke out during the meeting about how the community was feeling.
We will not stand for this, and I know you don't stand for this either. Your community is speaking, and we have made it clear that cooperation with ICE to this degree is morally and ethically reprehensible. And
Franklin wasn't alone. Several other concerned citizens spoke at the meeting, all announcing that they don't support ACPS collaboration with ICE. We will update this story as more information becomes available.
Bradford County fire crews are dealing with its 4th brush fire this month and its 3rd in less than a week. I looked into what's behind so many of these sudden fires. The first photo is from the brush fire that started on Northwest County Road 125 earlier today. Units started fighting the flames around 5 this morning. Local fire rescue and the Florida Forest Service are still there to help containment efforts. Another fire sparked up on Monday on Southwest 80th Place, and back on the 10th crews battled a brush fire that burned 25 acres on Southwest County Road 235. The amount of brush fires in the area is rising, and officials believe the weather may be to blame.
Weather is the primary indicator of how fire will or won't behave. So when we have years that are wetter, we don't have as much fire. If the years are drier, like they are now, we're going to have more wildfires.
Florida Forest Service officials say homeowners can take precautions like picking up dead leaves and other fallen items.
Joining us now in studio, UF forecaster Matthew Clark, tracking if these conditions will continue to increase the fire danger not only in Bradford County, but across north central Florida.
Yeah, when these relative humidity values are this low, that's when that fire danger is at its highest. That and in conjunction with wind. But when it's below 30 in the 20s, that's when it's pretty high. And look at this, we're in the teens. And Stark in Bradford County, 15% relative humidity, so it is plenty dry, and that is because of this cold front that moved its way through last night in conjunction with this high pressure system bringing in a lot of dry air, not just to north central Florida, but also to the rest of Florida. So we're feeling drier out there, and when that cold front starts to move its way out, those dew point values and relative humidity is going to increase. It is also bringing in colder air tomorrow morning when we're waking up. We're waking up in the 40s. Look at that, 47 degrees in Gainesville. So it's going to feel drier tomorrow morning, and it's going to be pretty chilly on your way to work tomorrow morning, or when you're dropping off your kids from school. It's going to be pretty chilly. Right now, though, on our campus cam, it is a beautiful day outside right now. Crystal clear blue skies. If it wasn't for me telling you how nice it was out there, I would be outside enjoying that weather for the most part. As we head into the rest of the evening, though, those temperatures are going to drop about 30 degrees. So we got shorts and t-shirts right now to hoodies later tonight.
In Bradford County, the members of a copper wire theft ring are behind bars following the end of a 1.5-year long investigation into the group. The Bradford County Sheriff's Office linked Archie Crook, James Bennett, Leslie Bennett, and Courtney Kowalski to the crimes. The investigation began in December 2024 after AT&T reported damaged cable wires. Investigations soon uncovered more incidences in Duval and Bradford. The group would reportedly cut from the wires from the poles and then sell them to scrapyards. Investigators say they cost more than $400,000 in damages.
The Alachua County Sheriff's Office is celebrating Public Safety Telecommunicators Week with some life-saving stories from the other side of the 911 call. The latest, a distressed woman calling for help while her brother was having a seizure. Take a listen.
Make sure he's laying face up. Okay? Straddle his hips with your legs. Okay? Place your hands on top of one another just above the belly button. Okay? Okay, now what we're going to do is, using your weight, push down quickly into his stomach. Okay? Keep doing this until he can breathe.
EMS arrived a little over a minute after this. Both the woman and her brother are all right, thanks to the telecommunicator, D. Gibson.
The search for the next superintendent for Marion County Public Schools is coming down to a whopping 7 candidates. District board members are interviewing them as we speak. The candidates range from nonprofit leaders, former MCPS employees, and other superintendents. Dr. Daniel Brewer, the district's director of curriculum, is one of the candidates. Another is Melissa Kennard, MCPS area superintendent. The goal is to fill the vacancy left by Diane Gullett while the district conducts a district-wide search for February 2026.
After the break, we'll break down how a popular Gainesville museum is keeping museum goers engaged away from the building.
We'll cover some of the activities the organization is putting together throughout the week. So stick with us when we return.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Certain parts of Gainesville are facing food insecurity despite the rapid developments the city's seen in the past few years. The community is speaking up about this lack of food access. WUFT's Nicole Beltran is live in the studio to detail a new food ranking for the city and why some neighbors believe it's important to shop local.
Although Gainesville is now named a city with easy access to local food and produce, residents tell me rising costs can hinder that accessibility.
Welcome to Gainesville, the 10th ranked city with the best access to local food markets, according to a Trace One study. Ward's supermarket employee Solimar Rivera looks forward to selling produce to customers who visit her market.
When we get a new customers, we always give them big smiles saying, welcome to Ward's. If you need anything, you can, we try to connect them. We socialize.
Rivera helps Ward's find unique ways to please its patrons.
We cut them in half. Sometimes we take out the seeds for them or peel out the skin for them. Beets, we can cut them as cubes. We had a customer who wants it like cube size. We did it for them because I can see that they're struggling. They can see their hands shaking. And we just want to help.
Gainesville resident George Miljevich enjoys the variety of markets and customer service at most, but he's not usually fond of the totals.
Some of these prices are just totally ridiculous.
But when it comes to the markets in general, Miljevich says the best way to shop is close to home.
Local markets are something nice as opposed to a big chain.
Some feel this mention is nice for Gainesville.
Beyond those high grocery costs, the city has also recognized food deserts being a problem in several areas, and it's looking to keep up efforts to ensure accessibility everywhere. Live in studio, Nicole Beltran, WUFT News.
While the actual building is temporarily closed, the Florida Museum of Natural History is still bringing its exhibits to you throughout the week.
WFT's Bernardo Montas visited one of its pop-up events to learn how the museum is still keeping Gainesville curious.
Most bugs may not be fan favorites, but to museum exhibit designer Nolan Ferguson, they're just misunderstood.
If you get close to it and if you blow it up and you make it large, it's very easy to empathize and very easy to sympathize with the sort of strange life that these animals live.
He tried to prove as much during the Florida Museum of Natural History's pop-up exhibit Monday. There, a pair of Polyphemus moths were the star attraction of Grove Street Farmers Market.
It's through events like these that kids and community members alike are able to learn more about these cool, funky creatures.
The Florida Museum is closed for construction until 2026. Public Programs Coordinator Janelle Peña Jimenez says pop-up exhibits are crucial.
I think it's super important that we keep coming out into the community because there's so many people that rely on us to learn about natural history.
Pollinator population numbers are declining, according to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. The main threat to them? Habitat loss.
There is a very direct correlation between human intervention in the environment and the amount of pollinators that you will see.
Ferguson says people should remember at least one lesson.
It's always better to give a bug the benefit of the doubt. It is almost certainly not trying to hurt you.
If not, Peña Jimenez at least hopes that
You learn something here, but you can also continue the conversation out.
until the museum reopens, its exhibits will come to you. Bernardo Montas, WUFT News.
The next pop-up exhibit is May 12th at Grove Street Farmers Market from 4 to 7 p.m. You can find the full list of events on the Florida Museum website.
It's feeling a little cooler and drier outside today, which will set up a chilly night. I'll tell you what you can expect for the rest of the week and your Easter forecast after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
You know, Alexis, April is a month typically known for its showers and warmer weather, but recently we haven't been seeing any of that.
I mean, hey, who are we to complain? It's good sun, good times, good vibes. Gotta love it all. Matthew Clark, tell us more.
Yeah, it's not only sunny out there right now, but those temperatures from a cold front last night have actually dropped those temperatures ever so slightly. So we haven't even reached the 80s today. 79 has been our high temperature for today. We did reach 80 down in Ocala, but it has been a gorgeous day outside for the most part. Upper 70s for the rest of our area and crystal clear blue skies, not even a cloud in sight. If I wasn't in here telling you how nice it is outside right now, I would be outside enjoying that nice weather. 79 degrees, getting some light winds from the northwest, keeping us nice and cool. Beautiful evening setup tonight. Those temperatures are going to drop pretty drastically. 30 degrees from 6 all the way down to 4 a.m. So t-shirts and shorts right now to possibly layers waking up tomorrow morning. Speaking of those cooler temperatures tomorrow morning, look at that, 47 degrees in Gainesville, 47 over in Live Oak. It's going to be a pretty chilly start to your day. If you're taking your kids to school or going out to work, you may need a jacket or a couple layers. And it's also a part of this cold front that's bringing in some dry air. So sometimes when we're waking up, it's a little muggy outside, but not right now, not waking up tomorrow morning. This dry air is going to stay over our area for the next couple of days, and it's going to keep us cooler. So tomorrow, those relative humidity values are going to be in the 30s. They are in the 20s and teens today, but it is still going to be dry as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Those dew point values and relative humidity is going to drop down into the 20s, so it's still going to be noticeably drier today. Tomorrow, it's also going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, reaching back into the 80s. So this high pressure system is what's going to dictate our weather for the next couple of days before we're tracking this next cold front that's going to start to move through its way into the Midwest, bringing in a widespread severe risk from all the way from Detroit all the way down into central Texas, bringing in some strong thunderstorms. Some large hail could be possible. It's because this system is going to start to stall. So I'm going to show you our futurecast high pressure system again. It's going to stay over our area, keeping us all nice and sunny throughout the weekend. And then this low pressure system is going to start to bring in some pretty strong thunderstorms, again, spanning from Detroit all the way down into central Texas before it keeps stalling and we head into Sunday. This is when the clouds are going to start to come back into our area. So a little bit overcast on your Easter Sunday, but all that rain is going to be concentrated to, again, the Midwest all the way up through the Northeast. It's also going to be warming as we head into this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, reaching up into the upper 80s. Look at that, Saturday. Saturday is your day to go outside and enjoy that sun. It's going to be much sunnier on your Saturday. Sunday is going to be a little bit more overcast. Any outdoor Easter plans, it's going to be pretty warm, 89 degrees as a high. I mean, that's just shy of 90 degrees. It's also going to be pretty humid on Sunday as well, with those winds coming in from the south. So Easter Sunday again, 89 as a high, 62 as a low. The rest of the week though, we're starting to heat up. That front could bring us a 20% chance of rain on Tuesday, but we have some sun in the fun on our forecast.
The FWC is asking the building owners in our coastal communities to support shore and seabird nesting season. They say 50% of a particular Florida bird population relies on these rooftops to make their nests. The bird you're seeing here relies on rooftop for nesting season. The least tern is endangered in the Midwest and Great Plains states and threatened in Florida. The shorebird and seabird nesting season lasts until September 1st. If you wish to help, the FWC says your best bet is just making space for the birds to build their nests and consulting your regional shorebird biologist.
Florida athletics are chasing a 50th national team championship in the second this month, but this time it's on a gym mat, not the hardwood. The Gator gymnastics team is in Fort Worth looking for their 4th title and the first since 2015. Florida has advanced from semifinal to team final competition in 17 of their last 19 NCAA appearances, including 2024. WUFT's Scarlett Cooney breaks down a certain gymnast floor routine when we return.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
to sports. I'm Hannah Mack. Florida gymnasts are taking their exciting floor routines to Fort Worth to compete for a national title starting tomorrow. For one of the younger stars on this Gator team, those floor routines hold special meaning. With more, here's WUFT's Scarlett Cooney.
Florida Gymnastics is in Fort Worth, Texas tomorrow afternoon to compete in the National Championship semifinals. A key piece of the Gators' floor lineup is sophomore Danny Ferris. I sat down with Ferris and her coaches to discover how her floor routine was built and the personal meaning behind it.
90 seconds. That's all collegiate gymnasts get to execute a floor routine that can make or break their team's performance. But while the final product is only 90 seconds, it takes months to create a floor routine primed to score big come meet time. One University of Florida gymnast chose to pay homage to her Arabic culture in her routine. Sophomore Danny Ferris wanted to celebrate her Moroccan heritage through her music and dance.
My mom's from Morocco, which is in North Africa, and that's been a big part of my life, especially just growing up with her. So her culture has been a big part of my culture and my life. So I kind of just wanted to honor that and use that to express myself.
In regards to her tumbling passes, Ferris does the same two passes she competed last season. The first is a tuck full in, which essentially combines a double backflip with a full twist. Her second pass is a 1.5 front layout, meaning she does a round off, a 1.5 twist, and then a front layout. Even toward the end of the season, minor tweaks are still being made to achieve the highest possible score.
All the routines are like living, breathing organisms, and so they're constantly fluxing, changing. In fact, we just changed her ending 2 meets ago. We're now dancing into a pose out of her last pass and then using that pose to get her rolled down into the ground for her ending Gator chomp.
When Ferris steps on the floor to try to help the Gators win a national championship, she hopes people will recognize her love for her Arabic culture.
I definitely my family at home. I want them to be oh, I recognize this song, or just show how much love I have for them and my people.
For WUFT Sports, I'm Scarlett Cooney.
Florida baseball took care of Stetson last night at Condren Ballpark as they continue to get back into form. That's now 5 straight wins, and last night it was the bats, not the boys, that stayed hot. Despite an early deficit, the Gators bounced back in the bottom of the third and held Stetson scoreless the rest of the night. Bobby Bombs Bozer led the way with 3 home runs. He becomes the first player to accomplish this since Jack Caglione in 2023. Although it won't be easy, head coach Kevin O'Sullivan believes this team is in a place to turn things around.
This is certainly doable, but it's not going to be easy. But I certainly believe, and will continue to believe to the end, that we have a chance to turn this thing around.
The playoffs have arrived for high school baseball, and 3 local teams will compete in district championships this Thursday. In Tuesday's matchups, Buchholz prevailed against Forest 3-2, Santa Fe shut out Eastside 14-0, and Trenton beat Dixie County 19-3. In Thursday's district title games, Buchholz will battle Tucoy Creek, Santa Fe will take on Palatka, and Trenton will match up with Chiefland. The Raiders will play at 6, while the Bobcats and Tigers play at 7. Everyone's favorite Aussie, Alex Condon, has officially declared for the NBA draft. The sophomore forward will keep his NCAA eligibility, but is a top 30 prospect according to ESPN. Condon averaged nearly 11 points and almost 8 rebounds per game last season with Florida. He released a statement this morning saying he will always be proud of winning a national championship with the Gators and is excited for what his future career holds. You can read his full statement on his social media accounts. Finally, Florida women's golf finished in top 8 through day 3 of the SEC Championship to advance to quarterfinal play against LSU tomorrow. That's it for sports. We will have a final look at weather after the break.
That bunny jumping for joy on Easter Sunday is how it's got me feeling for that cold front that moved through last night, cooling down those temperatures for the rest of the week. Look at that sunshine from now until Saturday. It's going to be a little bit more overcast on your Easter Sunday. It's going to be a little bit more humid as well on Sunday as well, just reaching shy of 90 degrees. So any outside plans, it's going to be a pretty hot and humid day for you. And then as we head into the rest of the week, we see 93 on Wednesday, as a very weak front could bring us a 20% chance of rain on Tuesday. But beautiful weather outside, guys.
Yeah, let me say, Matthew, that bunny is you and me both. I'm just saying. I'm excited for Easter.
Listen, me too. I think that's a group consensus, huh?
Definitely.
For sure.
Anyway, thank you, and thanks for joining us. We're back here tomorrow for another edition of First at 5.
But your North Central Florida news is always on at WUFT.org and at all of our social media platforms. Have a good night.